Hi, and welcome to today's intermediate class. So hopefully you've got your mat stretched out, ready for this class. Sit in a position where you can lift and extend your spine. So if that means to say sitting a little bit higher, then that's what you need to be doing. So remember, it's essential that you understand this space between the hip and the diaphragm. Such an important action. So now that you're lifted up, you've got the right support. See that you use your hands. Now, use your hands with your breath. So it's a really nice expansive breath right in this chest area. So a nice deep breath in. You can feel that extension coming in this sideways. You got to try and hold it there and release the breath, but not the body. That's the key thing. And again, nice deep breath. And then keep the really nice posture and release now in the diaphragm. So you got to see that you release the breath but not the posture. One more time. Nice deep breath in. So hopefully this sets the scene. This is when you find true stability, true support, and true strength. Such a key thing. So when you get to this intermediate stage, yes, keeping agile and mobile is really key, really important, because you want to be able to support yourself. And this is really the whole basis of yoga, is about finding that integrity of strength. So sometimes we have to surrender things that are not important and really work on ourselves so that we can master that inner deep strength. I always think it's sort of hidden. It's hidden for most people just behind a curtain, and we have to see if we can just peek in and have a look at that strength. And when you get that quietness of practice, then we know that we're starting to get really on the right track. It is about being in a state of being, of just being, not worrying about what's got to be done, what you've got to do, all of these kind of demands that we have in our lives. Just take it easy, take your time, and just keep that calm. All right, today's lesson. So we're going to start today's lesson with some arm exercises. So I want you to stand up. Now take a look at the screen before you start. Well, because nothing really has happened yet, so I would imagine that you're standing up now with me in Tadasana. Now see from the side that I'm taking the weight right back into the heels. Now this is such an important action because I'm trying to energize the front thighs. So the more you lift your toes, you'll be able to get a little bit more lift. Now the lift needs to be on this action, on this area above the knee. So when we're here, we keep this lift and then inhale and extend up. Urdhva. So you're reaching up nicely, extending nicely. Urdhva and breathe. So now your challenge, I know you've started, so continue as you are. Extend those arms up. Now your challenge is going back to where we were with our breath earlier, previously, where we found that quietness. We did that little bit of breathing control. See if you can expand with your arms up. I know this is an effort for some of you. Now, those of you who find this very challenging, your arms are here, put a belt round and have your arms here and still explore the chest. Even if your arms are in this action, if they're not going up, I know there's some of you with a few restrictions there. If they're not going up, for Urdhva for whatever reason, shoulder problem, back problem, we have to see that we get somewhere. So you can work in this way, as long as it's sharp, it's creating a traction. So you'll be able to lift up from a traction. Such an important action. So be mindful that when you come for these arm exercises, you can release your arms down now, by the way. When you come for these arm actions, we have to see that there is a reaction in the organic body. So this is where we're going today. Just have a look at the screen. Now I'd like you to roll your mat up. So you can see I've got one I made earlier, rolled up. Now watch how this works. Now it looks a bit peculiar, I know, feet together. Now I want to connect the skin fibers and the mat together. So I'm going to push in. Now you've got to see that you keep your legs sturdy and you don't push forward with your belly. You've got to see legs underneath the pelvis and you go up. You've got to ground down into those bones, sharpen in those feet, sharpen the heel bones, and coil the chest up. Coil the chest up, keeping this action. Now this is really good to get that extension. Remember what I was saying at the very beginning of the class, that you need to have that space between these frontal pelvic rims and this diaphragm area. You've got to have that space. So go on another couple of times. Go on, lift up, see if you can get that lift. Be sure you're not throwing your belly forward. See that you're getting this action nicely. Soft inhalation and keep the lift on the exhalation. Come on, one more time. Again, when you're ready, plant down into the legs. Come on. And now lift up. So, yeah. So this really energizes, get some energy into the body. And then release in, well done. Pop your mat to the side or have it stretched out again. Just have a look now. So we're coming for Uttanasana, feet a little bit apart. So I'm going hip, a little bit further than hip width apart, spreading the toes here. Now I'm going back to arms up. Breathe in. Now the arms are going to be lifted to give me that idea of space again. Space again. So we're going to come halfway only, extending into the fingertips. Now what I want to do, I'm not even halfway, I want to pull up the legs so strongly so they're going to support me. And breathe. You've got to push those arms forward, it's a challenge. And then see, take your hands down either to the floor or to some bricks. So this is the challenge. See that you get that action, extending those arms very strongly, hinging forward. Before you go halfway completely, see that you're getting that lift through the front legs, that breadth in the back groin, the breadth in the sacral area. Keep those legs lifted so much. Yeah. And then, if you haven't already, put your hands down either to the floor or to the bricks. To the floor or to the bricks. And just be there for a moment. Just feel that action and breathe. Take a few breaths in this pose. Soft inhalation, soft exhalation. So quite a strong, strong action. All right, and come up, stand in your Tadasana again. Now, interlocking your fingers behind your back and pulling down. Now, I want you to see that the hands are to the body. And as you go down, you see I'm starting here at the sacral area. As I go down, you've got to go up as much through the front body. I go down and I've got to lift. I go down a little bit more and I've got to lift. I go down a little bit more, I've got to lift. I go down a little bit more, I've got to lift. I go down, I've got to lift through the front body. So, you can't leave that out. You've got to see. All of that is connecting. Going up and going down at the same time. Such a strong action. Come on, have a go. So you start off here in this position, and then you go a little bit and lift equally in the front body, and lift equally in the front body. Go and see that you get that action. Go and connect. Go and connect. Go up again. Go up again. And as you do, you're just sliding those palms down until they're down completely, and go up through the center of the body. All this tissue fiber is stuck. So you want to release it a little bit so you have a longer space to extend from. You can bend further, you can reach further, you can lengthen further. Depends on this sideways. Okay, releasing, take a look. Now this is a little bit more tricky now. So see where you are with this. Now, I'm gonna heave-ho with this mat here. So, now you've guessed it. You're going to extend up. Now, I've got to get that understanding where my hands were just now. Got to go down into the legs, up through the center of the body. And then see how much you can extend. Now, you've got to lift your belly to the spine. And extend. It's really quite a nice action. And let these arms become weighted and heavy, and look forward. And then we come back up. Keeping those legs absolutely strong, and reaching again up. And breathe, soft inhalation and exhalation. So if you found that really tricky, then take the legs a lot wider, and this will help you. Otherwise, again, but maybe not go so far if you found it too challenging to keep your balance. So you got to keep your balance with this, keeping that action, keeping that connection with your spine. So the mat, breathing and really coming forward, making these arms really weighted. You've got to weight those arms so much, and see that you're getting that connection, understanding, awareness. All of this needs to be there. Yeah. So this is the practice. This is what we need to be practicing, opening our chests. And of course, you know, when we open the chest, we are, you know, less vulnerable in so many ways, because actually we're just open. Okay, and then releasing and coming up. Well done. Okay, so now next pose, we're going to come for Prasarita Padottanasana. So those of you who had your legs a little bit wider, we're coming to the wide leg action, but here we've got to now absorb all of that work. So sharpen the outer foot bones. See that these inner thighs are moving away from one another. You might find that you get a bit of cramp. I know that some of you do, because it's quite a strong action. Then lifting up through the center of the body nicely. Roll your shoulders back and down. Keep that lift through the center. And breathe. So just be in this stance, be in this stance. Now, you're going to take your hands and interlock the fingers like this, and place them just behind the head area, and lengthen. Now, as you lengthen into your foot bones, you're going to lengthen into your elbows. So no area is missing out. Keeping that action nicely. And breathe. Sharpen those outer foot bones. Come on, increase that intensity. Push into those elbows, increase the intensity. Okay, now extending forward. Now when you extend forward, you've got to sharpen that action in those legs. Keep the arms up. Keep the head in your palm. Not pushing too much, so you don't let the head lead you. Keep the head sober. Extend the hands down. Be in this position. Then those of you who can go a little bit further, you can bend your elbows where they are. Now remember, keep the head as if it was pushing into your palms. and then extend. Keep the head as if it's pushing into the palm. And then releasing down. Any amount, any amount. So that head has got a lot to answer for because it becomes really heavy. So as many of you know, it's like 5 litres of water. It's a very, very heavy area of our body. And it will stop you working your hips and your groins and your legs and all of this sort of stuff. So see if you're able to just keep that connection there. Any amount, just don't worry where you are with this. It is the quality of the actions that you do rather than actually completing the pose itself. So just don't worry about any of that. Okay, taking a breath in and coming up. So now the preparations are for your Shavasana. So we're going to prepare for Shavasana and just being in this position with the abdomen soft. Let the arms release out to the side, bring the feet together, and then slowly releasing the legs. Spread your toes, open the balls of the feet, and then slowly releasing the legs. Now it's really important when you prepare here that you don't push the kneecap into the back of the knee. It's a really bad instruction. You've got to grip those kneecaps and pull them up, and then release. Let the legs fall out to the side. And then just scan the body. So what's really apparent in Shavasana for me over the years is that sometimes when I was in my, when I was on the nursery slope, I still am to a degree, but when I was beginning Shavasana, it wasn't very important to me because I was more interested in getting the work done. But as years have gone by and I've developed my practice, I just feel that this is the state of your mind. Shavasana is the state of your mind. It really informs you exactly how you are feeling, how you're able to surrender and let go or not. Now just observe the whole of the body and let it gradually drop. Almost it's got a little bit of way to go to the floor side. It's not, okay, we're touching the floor, but it's not quite there. So just drop into this position really nicely. Soft inhalation and exhalation. Okay, so I'm going to leave you there for today. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I've enjoyed making it today, so I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Namaste.